Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Frog and Fudge, where I share my hobbies. Today is Wednesday the 30th of April 2025, which means it's my 5th Flosstube anniversary. I think this is Flosstube number 38. It's been a long time since I put out a Flosstube. I'll tell you more about that later, but if you're returning, thank you very much for your patience and loyalty and for coming back. And if you're new here, thank you for giving it a go. Word of warning, I don't edit. Now, last time I showed you a chart that was made for me by Nurdan. That's a designer at Twin Peak Primitives. She called it Diane's Quaker after I made a joke asking her to chart the words "over one, never again." And she did it. Yeah, it's lovely. I think I swapped a couple of the colours around. Oh, it's just so beautiful. But of course it's hideously framed and it needs a better frame and it needs to be framed better in that better frame. But at least I can prop this up in my craft room and see it every time I go in and be reminded. I did change the dog to look more like my dog. And if I get it close, you can see the dog's got white legs. If you would like to stitch this yourself, you want a copy of this chart for your own purposes only, send me an email and I will email a copy of the PDF. Again, Nurdan, thank you so much for your generosity. I love it. In my last Flosstube, I also showed this one that I think I was going to start, Dragon Heart. I didn't get it started. Never mind. Sometime. I still intend to stitch it. Oh, sorry. Dragon Heart. Dragon Heart Quaker by Vintage Tulip Designs. Just put that down. What else did I... Oh. Yeah, it's strange having notes to look at. Peridot Fairy. This was gifted me by Dawn. It's by Nora Corbett. And I think I did a little bit on the hair after I last showed it to you. This is the one where I'm fighting 2 over 110 stitch on 32 count. Last time in my last video I called it 64 count. Of course it isn't, it's 32. And that's where I've got. And that's the skin, and you can see, oh, there we are. It's pretty much a nightmare to be stitching on. And I did think I should do 1 strand a day, and I can make that strand as short as I like, and then I would just get it done. But that skin is kind of stopping me from picking it up. But I really do intend to pick that one up again. Something else I've been stitching on. This is for my daughter. I've got it in the right place. There we are. Sleeping Princess by Nora Corbett. She wants to hang that in her bedroom. And I've got all the way to the bottom now. There we go. And I started stitching the cry neck here. Where is it? Where are you, cry neck? Can you see that line? I'm not sure if it glitters a lot or at all. But it's really quite rough. And first of all, I tried one thread of cry neck because it's a bit thicker than DMC, and it didn't look very good. And then I tried 2 and it looked very bulky. And then I had advice from a friend, use 1 strand of cry neck and 1 strand of matching DMC, and that's what I'm doing. It looks wonderful. But it is quite rough, and I'm stitching this in hand, which means it's getting rolled up, taken out, rolled up, taken out. And I'm a little concerned that the roughness is going to act like sandpaper against the rest of my stitching. So I'm going to leave the cry neck till last. That's that one. Sorry, I've got to look at my notes. Amsterdam Sunday night. This is a Heaven and Earth chartered design. It's by Leonard Afremov, and for some reason I chose max colors. That's 238 colors, and it's just under 330,000 stitches. It's going to take, I don't know what I was thinking, but I do love it. And excuse all the dangly threads. Last time I think I showed it, I got all the way across the top, and now I've started the next sort of 20 stitches, and I will go along all the way to the end again. Yeah, if I live long enough, I might get that one finished. It's a lot. And what have I got? Oh, I framed a couple of the finishes. This was a finish in 2019. I started it at the Dutch Maynia retreat. It's a sort of very pale 32 count grey linen, green linen, and the thread is Threadworks, and it's just a multicolored Threadworks. And I don't know if you can see very well. There's a couple of ducks and a couple of rabbits and some flowers. So I got that framed in time for Easter. And this one, this I bought second hand on an auction site here in the Netherlands. Yeah, it came with this crunchy green Ada. Threads look okay, and yeah, I love it. It was sold, the packet called it Ami something or other, but I've since found out this was a rip-off from Satsuma Street. I think they have something exactly like this. So if you want this design, check out Satsuma Street. There we are, less reflection. Framed. Right, now the reason why it's a long time since my last Flosstube. I was doing well at my last Flosstube, doing reasonably well with all the stress and worry that I have from family members and the situations they're in. And then my father passed away in November, and I just shut down. I stopped stitching, I stopped doing anything, and it went through my head, oh, again. And I realized not only is it my normal reaction to an overload of stress to just freeze and shut down, I've actually done it way too many times over the last few years. And I think this is not a life. So for 2025, I'm going to put myself in the center of my own life. And I'm going to be selfish. And you know, since I started thinking that way, I actually have less stress. I'm still caring for family members, supporting them, helping them, listening to them, paying for them. But who knew that being selfish could be a stress relief? And it's worked. So also at the end of last year, I saw the Heaven and Earth Designs 2025 stitch along, and I just thought, yeah, I want to do that. I want to take part in something that's big, and there's 2,000 participants, and post on Facebook. I've never done that before particularly, and the chart I chose, there were 12 to choose from, was this one. It's charted from Vincent van Gogh, Roses. It's just over 85,000 stitches and 89 colours, and I'm stitching it 2/1 full cross on 14 count light green Ada by Zweigart, which I had in my stash. And I've got just over 40% done. I'm loving it. Just this whole idea of throwing yourself into something that's, gosh, can you see it now? Can you see? There we go. That's just bigger than my life. hope you can see it all. So I've been really enjoying doing that, and I stitch on it nearly every day. When there were 1,000 participants, we got a free chart. It's a dragon wearing safety goggles. And by 2,000, sorry, I'm still folding this up, participants, we had another chart gifted us, Hummingbirds by Donna Gelsinger. This one. And again, just over nearly 86,000 stitches with 90 colours. And I'm doing this 2/1 on 2/1 tent stitch on 20 count Balana in the colourway Lilac. I had a piece of Balana, that's a Zweigart even weave, a cotton modal mix, a pink piece, and I thought it's enough for one bird, I'll do one. And I couldn't figure out which bird I wanted to do, and my daughter said, just one? So of course I ordered new fabric that's big enough, and I've got this much done. So this green is a leaf, and this white here, that's the wing coming through. And I found this little needle minder on AliExpress. It's just perfect. So I started that as well. And then I had another chart in my pattern keeper. Last year, Pink Lily Patterns on Instagram did a giveaway, and I won. And I could choose anything from their Etsy store. And I chose green, oh, I can't get hold of the page. There we go. Green gingerbread house. I thought that was such a fun thing to do. So when I ordered the Lilac Balana, 20 count, which I seem to like, I ordered some grey Balana. And this is actually, it's grey, but it's also printed grey on the top. So if I want a border around it, it's not just plain. And I got that much done in the corner. Right. Okay. And, you know, I'm thinking maybe it's a bit ridiculous stitching on all these full coverages. You know, when am I ever going to get them finished? And I watched Kim Hollenback. I had flu earlier this year, and for a whole week I couldn't stitch, so I binge watched her channel, Kim Hollenback, the Spartan Stitcher, and she stitches on 2 or 3 pieces every night, and she gets more done that way, because I suppose, I certainly notice with myself when I've been stitching a while on something, I get a bit slower. So if you pick something up, you get this burst of energy and you start stitching faster and you get more done. So I was really pleased. Yes, I'm doing the right thing. I'll order some more. This, because I'm stitching the HAED Sal, I'm now following HAED and seeing their new releases. And this one was put out. It's Guardian Angel by Karen Tarleton. That's the full regular design. And I asked Michelle to make me a mini. If I hold them together, I think the mini's really good. I don't think it loses too much detail at all. And the mini's just over 82,000 stitches with 90 colours. So I'm telling myself it's doable. I bought that. And I was at a craft fair, and lots of people are stitching on foxes. And you know how it is in craft fair, you're walking around, you see things close up, and then, yeah, they're fine, they're lovely. And then somehow you see something right in the distance and it grabs your attention. Look at this boy. Isn't he pretty? This is by Heritage Crafts. It's kit with DMC, 14 count Zweigart wide Ada, John James needle. The kit was very expensive. I think that's because of import costs, bringing it from England. But yeah, it's a quality kit, and it's a black and white quickly show a little bit. There we go, a black and white symbol chart. And what impressed me was everywhere, even on the front here, every page of all the explanations, everything, there's their telephone number with a helpline. So I called them up and asked if they had a PDF, and she told me they didn't do PDFs just yet, but she would mention it again in the team meeting. And I now know why they didn't do PDFs, because I started stitching it. I didn't use their white Aida. I had this 16 count blue, and I've only done a little bit in the corner. And these have full crosses and long crosses, where the cross is the same height but half the width, or it's the same width but half the height. So you end up with two skinny crosses in the space of one, which means you have to split your Aida. And I don't like doing that, so I think I'm going to restart it on an even weave. Not really sure. Just there, between my fingers. Can you see? I don't know if you can. There's some long half crosses. It's a way of getting some detail and some curvature to branches without having to have lots and lots of extra stitches. So that's going to be a restart sometime. What else have I got? Oh yeah, another new start. Is this planned? Sorry, I've got to read my notes. Jantina from Jantina Stitches has a granny square pattern that's cross stitch, and she's stitching a sort of granny square for every book she reads as a kind of memory keepsake, of because she really enjoys reading. And I thought that's a lovely idea for marking special events, meaningful events. I know what it would mean, but it's not going to be in anyone else's face when they look at it. So I thought to, as a remembrance piece, just a simple remembrance piece for my father passing, I'm going to stitch the granny square. I asked her where she got the granny square because I couldn't find it anywhere. And she said she'd drawn it out herself, and she very kindly shared it with me. I haven't got permission to share it with anybody else, so I can't show it to you. And I pulled out this. I'm not sure. I'm going to take it outside and look at it in daylight. I think it's grey. Sometimes it has a bit of a green hue to it. 32 count linen. And I pulled these colours. Obviously black, respect and remembrance. And he used to look really good in a lilac shirt, so I think that colour and that one. But I'm not too sure about these. I think they're too pinky. So that's another planned new start. And I was telling myself, no new starts, need to finish something. Yeah, right. Plans. In the past, I tried to avoid making plans because every time I did, something would go wrong. And I actually began to feel that by making a plan, I was jinxing things. So this year, I think I'll just make lots and lots of plans. Some of them might come true. Not going to give up just yet. What have I got? Where is it? Oh, here. Sorry, I'm talking to myself there. Next month is May. And I'm going to do May We Finish. And I really want to get this finished so that I promise myself if I finish this, I can have a major new start. Not sure if I've got the picture here. I don't think I have. It's Christmas Dreams by All Graphics. I've shown this before. It's quite a bit left to do. I think I might be halfway there. And I'm still, fudging the confetti at the bottom where I'm a stitch out. Channel's called Frog and Fudge, after all. And I really want to get that finished. I'm going to try and concentrate on that in May, because while I was looking on the HAED site, I saw this cute, gorgeous chart She has such a lovely face, and it really surprised me that I was drawn to it because it's all browns and I don't like browns. But look at this. Isn't she adorable? Sorry, there's the whole picture. Look at that little face. This is Bookworm by Dragon Muse, and it's a big one, 375,000 stitches with 90 colours. And I was looking at it thinking, yeah, I want to stitch this on a kind of brown fabric so that if any shows through, it won't, well, wash the design out, you might say. And I have the perfect coloured brown fabric, but it looks like it's 32 count. I'm not stitching over one on 32 count. So I ordered some light mocha Balana, which is 20 count. I'm not sure, I think it might be a bit too light. I'm wondering if I should see if I can dye it. I mean, that would be perfect around her face. Can you see? That would, yeah, that would be perfect colour around her face. But around the bookshelves, it might be a bit too late. And there's also an awful lot of black here. When I checked the floss chart, 38 skeins of black. So I bought a cone of, was it Cone of Doom? That's it, I'm done with black now for the rest of my life, hopefully. And I want to start this in August because that's my birthday month. And I want this to be my birthday start. So I really must live up to my promise and finish Christmas Dreams. The other thing I wanted to do for August, because it's my birthday month, is I've made a sun go chart. It's the usual 25 by 25, and what I did was I downloaded the temperatures from August last year, and I've just randomly put the high temperatures in here, and I'm going to see what temperatures we get. So if we get a 30-degree day, then I can stitch on whatever I'm going to put in this block. I haven't filled it in yet. And then, yeah, some blocks have got 2 temperatures in. And if the temperature doesn't come up in the chart, or they've already been taken, then I get free choice. So I'm going to see if I have fun with that for August. And then I had some other purchases. Of course I did. Heaven and Earth had a sale, and I heard Mieke, Darling Bluebell, put out a message on Instagram, which she'd reposted, that Michelle and her husband from Heaven and Earth Designs are going through a difficult time with health issues, and when you're ill or getting treatment, you're not working so much, so yeah, every little bit extra helps. They had a sale, and as Mieke said, if you've got anything on your wish list, now would be a really good time to go and buy it. And I thought, well, yeah, okay. So I got this one. This is supersized, a stitching shelf colour expansion. So there's 175 colours, and it's 99 stitches across. And I'm not planning on stitching the whole thing, but I do like the Sandloper in Dutch, what is it called? Egg timer, I don't know. In hourglass. Yeah, I really like that. And I think if this is 99 across, then that part just there must be like 200, 230 or something. That's enough stitches already. And I also like the door, the gate with a key. So that's an idea I had. And I also got this one because I just thought this is so cute. Excuse me. I do tend to lounge around in pajamas and onesies, especially in winter. So I got this Mini Pajama Time by Randall Spangler. It's 89,500 stitches and 90 colours. I don't know if I'll ever get round to it, but I love it. And then, yeah, I like frogs. Difficult to choose a frog. I chose this one. He's called Faux Fabulous. It's by Joe Lynch. And this is just over 80,000 stitches with 89 colours. And I don't think I like all this splodginess. So if I get around to stitching him, I might not do that. It's meant to be shadow, but it looks different on the mock-up to here. And you can see all this white all the way around him. That's actually negative. The white is not stitched. So he does have to be stitched on white. Well, no, it doesn't. Whatever you stitch on, that's going to show through wherever the white is. But then it's easy enough in Pattern Keeper to see where this splodgy stuff starts and then not do it. There's also this one, Dandy Mouselings by Amy Stewart. This is the whole picture. I bought the one without the background because I just stitch it on blue or motley blue fabric, and I thought if I ever stitch it, I just want the main mouse. And free, I also downloaded this one. This is an AI by Michelle Saeta. What's it called? Galaxy Gazing. And okay, it's AI, but it's got 90 colours, 170,000 stitches. It's still really pretty. And if I ever did stitch it, I think I would cut off a bit at the bottom. I don't need to stitch so much dark stuff. And while I was looking for things on the internet, I found this one. This was a freebie by Artisy. And yeah, I thought I might get that stitched for Easter. Obviously I didn't. I haven't even started. But it's now in my collection. And when I bought the bookworm, because things can't travel alone, I got this one, Mini Moon Gazing Hair by Lisa Parker. Nearly 54,000 stitches and 90 colours. I just thought they were so cute. And I probably had more purchases at the craft fair, but I'll show those another time. When I switched off at the end of last year, I also let my Etsy shop kind of fail, but I'm picking that back up, and I have finally taken pictures of the floss holder that I made. I showed this last time. It's this. It opens like that, and there's a press stud there holding in a floss ring, and I put some cards on it. Finally, I've got pictures of these, and they're in my shop. I also have a floss tidy. These holes are quite small, but there are 40 of them, and I've got some rings left over which I'll be selling separately. And I've made, sorry, reaching, a bunch of what are they? Thread beds. These are baby rib, really soft corduroy baby rib, and inside they have 2 pockets, obviously closed with a snap, and each one has needle minder with it. I've just got them in boxes at the moment, and the front and back, if I show you, I can't get it open. Stop me losing them, I've sealed it. Okay, you can see with the pink one, that's the front and that's the back, and it's a good size, both with magnets, so that if you're like me and you flip your work to tie off your loose thread at the back, you've got somewhere to put your needle while you're trimming the thread. Sometimes I find if I put my hand round to the front to put the needle on the needle minder, I manage to drop it somewhere. I've also got some bags going up in my Etsy store. I'm putting them up like 1 or 2 a week because apparently Etsy doesn't like it if you dump a load of stuff in one go. They think you're a reseller, and then nobody will ever get to see my store. So yeah, I have actually more bags that are on there. If you need a bag, keep looking. And I think that's it. I've dashed through everything, under 30 minutes just. Yeah. I'm going to finish now and go and do some stitching. I wish you a very happy crafting time. Remember, if you do want the Diane's Quaker, drop me an email. My email is in the description information box below. Thank you again, Nurdan. That was so wonderful of you. And yeah, I'd love to hear what your plans are for Maynia. If you want to leave a comment, or if you have any summer holiday plans, let me know. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.